When Zahara was safe, a few words entered my head, shall we say?
Welcome to Snatch, Gay Times' original series where we chat each week with the Queens of Drag Race UK Season 6. I'm here with Dita Garbo, Dita, icon, legend, mother. How are you? How are you doing today? Post Porn Idol as well.
Yeah, oh my God, yeah, like that was quite fun. Yeah, no. Yeah, I feel good. Like I've had time to absorb and see the episode. So yeah, yeah, it feels good actually today.
So when I do these interviews, I try to be impartial with the queens. Obviously, I have my favorites and whatnot, but I try and keep it to myself. But you were one of my top picks this season, so I'm very devastated over your departure.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm devastated too, but it's a competition and these things happen. But thank you for your kind words.
I'm a Dita Garbo stan. I mean, do you have a name for your fans? Like, you know how people have their fan name, like what is it, the Swifties and the Beehive? Do you have one yet?
No, do you know what? I've been thinking about this, and I was like, I don't know whether just to call them the Garbos or like
Hmm.
the Garbazons or like um no friends basically. Everyone is loves and darlings and yeah no specific name yet, shall we say.
Okay, well, consider me a friend or a Garbo or a Garbonian, whatever it is. I'm one of them.
Fabulous.
This episode, I mean, I really thought that your runway would save you this week because you were stunning. Like I gasped. I gasped when you came out because Dita, you just exude fierceness and power. I am obsessed with it. Um, so how did you feel about the judges' critiques and their decision to put you in the bottom?
Obviously, like the acting challenge I had some struggles with, so I thought that I might be in a lower position. But I did kind of think that my runway might save me because sometimes your runway saves you, right? So, I mean, I felt fantastic. And, when I looked around at some of the other girls, I thought, oh, yeah, you know, you know, let's just see what's there. But yeah, like it was difficult, but I think because I'm not naturally screaming out their queen,
Mm.
I think kind of RuPaul looked as if like maybe I was just very subdued, and
Mm.
I guess they wanted to see me fight a little bit.
Oh, I really enjoyed you in the challenge though because
I didn't
that
think it was that bad.
no, I mean your delivery of surely not. Oh bollocks. I'm sorry. That is I was cackling. I was cackling because I think that's how I'd react to bad news too. Oh bollocks.
Well, news like that, you can't just like be full of emotion straight away. You need to process it, right? So that was me just processing that my partner had died.
Have you put that on a t-shirt yet? Because Dita, I will be purchasing if that is on a t-shirt.
A what? Oh bollocks.
Yeah, or even the whole thing. Surely not. Oh bollocks.
Yeah, surely not. I haven't done yet. No, but maybe I will now.
Yeah, you will make the money. I will buy if you do them in all different colors, I will buy one of each set because I love it.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, let me ask you a shady question, Dita. Do you think that another queen should have been in the bottom two instead of you? And if so, who?
Yes,
Hmm.
I think personally, not necessarily totally by their acting, but I think from their runway presentation, I was thinking that it would be Sahara and Kiki.
I see.
So yeah, I can't really say because I don't want to swear online. Um, but when Zahara was safe, a few words entered my head, shall we say?
I want to know these words. I want to.
I'll leave that to your imagination.
And there was a bit of drama, conflama, this episode with Chanel and Marmalade, and then you later in Untucked. What what's it like being in that environment, right? Where you're being judged and all these emotions come out. So what did it feel like for you?
So when you film Drag Race, it's very fast paced
Mhm.
and there's a lot of time schedules and you know you've got time restraints and so you don't have the luxury of time sometimes and then also you're throwing things left right and center so it does get in your head and you do get in your own head equally you're not around your regular friends and family and people that you can connect with just to kind of like ground you again so yeah it is difficult I would like yeah emotions are heightened, shall we say?
Fans need to be easier on Queens. Well, in general, obviously. But like being in that environment, I'd be screaming, I'd be crying, I'd be breaking down, I'd be a villain, like I couldn't do it.
I mean, the cameras are on you, so you don't want to just like do that all the time, do you? I mean,
Yeah.
you've got to try and show some dignity and strength as well. But yeah, I mean, for me, last night's episode, obviously, the day it was filmed, was a very emotional day for me, and yeah, and it was one of those things that I just like was in the back of my mind, and I just like it was just niggling, and I couldn't get rid of it. Like I couldn't concentrate fully on what I was actually doing that day, which is tough. But I'm a human being, so like we all go through this at some point.
And like you said, being in an environment such as Drag Race, it heightens the emotions, right? I mean,
Yeah, of course it does. Yeah, and like you're in a competition, so all these girls are out to get you. So, I did it like I didn't. Chanel was the only person that I'd spoken to the day before, just to kind of I don't just to let somebody know that tomorrow I might if I'm not myself, like at least you know what it is. So like when you see Chanel
mm,
come over to me and live well, I was like maybe Chanel's not the best person to do that. But it's because like she actually knew we'd had a conversation the
mm.
day before. So she actually knew what was going through my head, whereas like none of the other girls, because I didn't think it was not fair to like just say to the other girls, oh, just to let you know, like tomorrow's all this is going to be going on in my head because it's the competition and I don't want to put that on the other people and have that as kind of like a sympathy thing for myself.
Mm.
Like
But again, you're human. These emotions come out.
they do and they did.
Yeah. Although this was your last episode, it felt like to me your episode. Like this was Dita Garbo's episode. I mean, from opening up about your non-binary identity to surely not, oh bollocks, and your little bit of conflict and Untucked and your elimination. This episode for me was all about Dita. I mean, that's kind of a brilliant way to go out, right? Having so much screen time.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like obviously like from the get-go, there's 12 of you, so like you're not all going to get the same amount of screen time. Um, so yeah, like it was really lovely to see actually, and like Kiki and I, okay, yeah, we had to lip sync against each other, but like we're very close as sisters, and just being able to have that conversation with somebody, that was really lovely, and it brought us closer in that moment.
Yeah, let's talk more about that discussion because it does feel somewhat like you said, it feels rare for a queen or even a person who's not, let's say, Gen Z, to do that, to speak about that, about your
Yeah.
non-binary identity on Drag Race or even television in general, right? So what did it mean for you to do that?
So I guess I rediscovered myself and realized that actually being non-binary is and has been me all my life. I just growing up in the 80s, like it wasn't something that I knew um existed. So I also came out of a bad relationship a few years ago, and my new partner that I'm with now is just incredible and just allowed me to kind of explore myself and kind of just see how I felt. And I wish that I'd have known that about myself from a younger age. But equally, I'm so happy and free and feel 100% authentically myself now. So like, there's no specific point or time in your life that, something should happen. I meet a lot of older generations, and like it's hard, I think, for people, especially doing that when you are older,
Mhm.
to like come out the closet. Like I came out the closet when I was like 16, and then it's kind of like doing it all over again. But as LGBT queer people, like we have to like come out the closet to everybody all the time.
And now look at you at age 48, you are Dita Garbo, Drag Race UK icon, mother, Rue girl, legend.
Oldest, youngest looking drag queen.
Following on from what you just said, what kind of impact would you like or hope the conversation that you had with Kiki to have on viewers, particularly those who aren't in their teens or 20s that might be having a similar experience to you?
Just to know that like there are people like you out there,
Mhm.
um and if you want to reach out to me, like I'm an open book. So if anybody did want to talk about something, like I'm always there to chat to people. I do it when I go to my gigs. I think I said it in the program, like I do like over 55s like age UK bingo events and stuff. And it's but I whenever I'm doing something like that, I always open up a discussion for people, like if they want to come and ask me anything or talk to me about my gender, or because people do have questions. And I think um you should allow people, like you should invite people to feel comfortable. So hopefully the conversations that I've had on TV and talking about that might allow other people to feel comfortable to tell their best friend or tell their partner or tell whoever, like
Mhm.
if there's something there.
I love bingo and I love drag queens. Where might we find you? Because I'm coming.
I haven't currently got any bingos booked, but hey, let's do one.
Okay, all right. In a few months, I want to be at a Dita Garbo bingo gig with my surely not oh bollocks t-shirt. That is my fantasy, right?
Yes, yes. But would you like regular bingo with the numbers, or would you like musical bingo?
Oh, let's do it as gay as motherfucking possible and do a musical bingo.
Musical bingo is the best.
I have to ask you, okay, you didn't make it to the iconic staple Max Challenge, the Snatch Game. Are you willing to reveal who you would have impersonated?
Ooh.
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
You know what? It's because I was really looking forward to Snatch Game. It's one of those things, I think you're right. You either love it or hate it. And I was just like, you know what? You just got to go in there and just do it.
Mhm.
So my character was the wretched tooth fairy. She would love to take your teeth.
She sounds like scary but sexy.
I'm going to release all my photos from
You
looks that
know.
I've not done. So just, keep following me because you'll see them all. But yeah, she's quite wretched. I mean, she's got teeth coming out of her cheeks, out of her head. Yeah, she's not the prettiest of girls, should we say, but
Oh,
she's fun and she says it like it is.
I take back what I said about sexy then, because the teeth coming out of the cheeks, that sounds quite horrifying.
She can still be gorgeous in her mind.
Yeah. Finally, Dita, what do you aim or want to or hope to do with your platform now that you are a Rue girl? And again, it bears repeating, a mother for the LGBTs.
One of our nephews, who's straight, was like, "Why does everybody keep calling you mother?" And I was like, so we have to explain. But no, like for me going forwards, like I've always been a champion for like our community and pushing boundaries and also just acceptance around everything. So like I've gone into schools and I've done workshops on gender and stereotypes, and I think it's just about being visible and just continuing to talk about things, to be able to break down those boundaries that just allow us to be normal. Like even if you're not part of the LGBTQ plus community sexually or whatever, doesn't mean that like you can't wear pink if you're a boy, or like, or you can't play with dolls. Like children especially should be able to play with dolls, play with cars, play with like, it's all about learning and skills, like showing, like you learn empathy, looking after a little doll. You learn how to make things if you're building with bricks. Do you know what I mean? It's all these skills that children need to learn, and it's just breaking down that gender of this is just for boys or this is just for girls. Like everything is for everyone.